the music sounds best on 14 JZM.
Or look at the wide world of sports here on the Big 1400 WJZM.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
With us for in sports, I'm Patrick Frost. Second-ranked Michigan State has wrapped up a share of the Big Ten regular season championship after an 81-61 win over Illinois. Miles Bridges scored 19 points to secure their 11th straight win.
That's great because that was one of our main goals. So now we have 2 more goals to accomplish, and that's just to win another Big Ten championship and win a national championship.
16th-ranked Ohio State bounced back from consecutive road losses to defeat Rutgers 79-52. Buckeyes coach Chris Holtmann says he would like to see his team play a little more physical.
We have to play tougher and with more force. And when teams are kind of really trying to big boy us and being really physical, you know, you got to make them pay by getting paint touches and using your dribble. And it's something we got to continue to work on.
18th-ranked Rhode Island defeated LaSalle 95-93 in overtime as the Rams clinch a share of the Atlantic 10 regular season title. Number 21 West Virginia down Baylor 71-60. This is SRN Sports. In the NHL, Tampa Bay stayed 1 point ahead of Boston for the Eastern Conference lead, defeating Washington 4-2. Lightning right wing Ryan Callahan, who had 2 assists, says they looked good while taking a 3-0 lead in the opening 20 minutes.
Our first period was great. That's one of the best periods I think we've played all year, making them make bad choices with the puck, quick decisions with it, and putting the puck in the back of the net. So I was really happy with our start there.
Boston beat Edmonton 3-2. Elsewhere, it was Columbus 2-1 over New Jersey. Toronto 1, Florida 0. Nashville 3, Detroit 2. San Jose 3, St. Louis 2. The LA Kings 4, Winnipeg 3. A pair of overtime winners, Philadelphia 3, Montreal 2, Colorado 5-4 over Vancouver. The Arizona Diamondbacks have sent infielder Brandon Drury to the New York Yankees and received outfielder Steven Souza Jr. from the Tampa Bay Rays in a 3-team trade that includes 5 players. Miami Dolphins receiver Jarvis Landry has been franchise tagged for $16 million after leading the NFL with 112 catches last season. With SRN Sports, I'm Patrick Foss.
The Big 1400 WVWB, it is 51 degrees with light rain downtown Clarksville. We'll take an extended look at our weather forecast after this update in national news.
WVWB, 1400 AM, Clarksville, Tennessee.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. In Tallahassee, Florida, and in Washington, D.C., meetings today about school safety and gun violence. Florida high school students will sit down with state lawmakers and Governor Rick Scott a week after the massacre at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. And in Washington, President Trump will hold a listening session with students, teachers, state and local officials. And Hollywood is playing no small role in funding demonstrations that are being billed as rallies against gun violence.
It began with actor George Clooney and his wife Amal offering $500,000 to the Florida student group organizing the march, which is set for next month. Oprah Winfrey then said she is matching that donation, tweeting that the organizers remind her of civil rights activists in the 1960s. Director Steven Spielberg and his wife, actress Kate Capshaw, joined in, offering their own $500,000 donation while applauding the students' efforts to take a stand for the benefit of this and future generations. DreamWorks founder Jeffrey Katzenberg has matched Spielberg's pledge, with Variety magazine reporting that he and his wife will also attend the march. I'm Tim McGuire.
And now we learn that Vice President Pence's recent visit to South Korea was supposed to include a meeting with North Korean officials, but correspondent Jackie Quinn says never happened.
There was no indication a meeting had been planned and then canceled on short notice. But
But the week after Vice President Mike Pence returned to the United States, the State Department said he had been ready to take this opportunity. But the department says it would have been used to insist that Pyongyang abandon its nuclear weapons and its ballistic missile program.
And the State Department says the North pulled out of the meeting at the last minute. Several states could see severe flooding, other weather-related problems amid a storm system that's brought rain, ice, and snow to the Midwest and the Great Plains. Dow futures down 53. More on these stories at townhall.com.
You know, I'm not a genius about money. I love my credit cards, and they love me. I was using them as a source of income, and then I got behind in my payments, and creditors were calling. I figured I had a problem, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I heard about Trinity, so I called and talked to a counselor. In half an hour, we worked out a plan. Now I've got one easy monthly payment, a lower interest rate, and I'm getting out of debt.
If you're in an endless cycle of paying on credit card balances that never seem to go away, then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity will consolidate your accounts, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Call 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. Call 1-800-990-6976.
An internal review concludes that Hawaii wasn't ready to handle a missile threat alert when a false alarm went out last month.
An internal review of Hawaii's Emergency Management Agency finds last month's erroneous missile alert that sent the Aloha State into a panic resulted from a plan that wasn't fully developed and a lack of fail-safe measures. General Kenneth Hara is Deputy Adjutant General of the Hawaii National Guard.
There's no mechanism within the software that can prevent one person from initiating a message.
In addition, Howard says upper management at the agency was unaware of performance issues with the employee who sent out the false alert. That employee mistakenly believed two prior drills, one for a tsunami and one for fire warnings, were actual events. I'm Mike Rossi.
Israeli media reporting that one of Prime Minister Netanyahu's closest confidants has turned state witness and will incriminate him in corruption allegations. The Israeli leader denying any wrongdoing. Townhall.com. Uber is pulling out of Morocco, a decision the San Francisco headquartered company says is linked to the North African country's failure to reform its strict transport rules.
For nearly 3 years, Uber has been operating illegally in Morocco, despite currently having 19,000 users in the country and more than 300 drivers. Videos have captured Uber drivers in Casablanca surrounded by angry regular taxi drivers awaiting authorities, and in some instances, the clashes have become violent. One member of the taxi union voiced relief at Uber's departure, saying that, quote, for 3 years they stole our living. The competition was unfair. Bob Agnew reporting.
Lindsey Vonn has won a bronze medal in the last Olympic downhill of her career. The 33-year-old Vonn is the oldest female alpine medalist at the Olympics, and she also won a downhill gold and Super G bronze at the 2010 Vancouver Games. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve. It's now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Good morning. The Big 1400 WVWB Clarksville area weather. Cooler temperatures today. Periods of rain, maybe even a passing thunderstorm or two. Expect a high today of 62. Rain tonight. Thunderstorms. Some of the rain tonight could be heavy. You can watch for some flooding, so be careful if you're driving tonight. Overnight low of 49. For Thursday, a mostly cloudy day with passing showers, maybe even a thunderstorm on Thursday. 60. for an expected high. Currently, light rain, 51 degrees in downtown Clarksville. With a look at traffic, here's John Michaels.
Good morning. Traffic around the city and the county very busy in several areas this morning. Looks like 41A Fort Campbell not bad though. Trenton Road very heavy. Tylertown Road out by the interstate connector very busy out that way. The 101st Parkway not bad. 79 St. Bethlehem busy, especially out by the interstate. Rossview Road going out to the interstate connector very busy out that way, seeing some very heavy traffic. The MLK 76 connector, not bad this morning. 41A out in Sango, looking good. And 48 and 13, if you're making your way into the city from the county, very busy, especially out by Montgomery Central. And then as you get into town, down by Liberty Park, very busy that way as well. Now, 24 is looking fairly good with all the rain in the area all the way into Nashville. Let's check in with Commander Chuck and see what's going on with the Nashville area traffic.
Well, good morning. We will be dealing with quite a bit of rain throughout the day, so be careful. Give yourself extra time out here. Sure, we've seen a couple of minor accidents. The traffic volume has really picked up now. I-40 through Bellevue there in West Nashville, and also here on 24 coming through Jolton. Avoid back surgery with spinal laser and decompression therapy. Proven to avoid back surgery. Call Action Spine and Joint to determine if you're a candidate. These guys are the best. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
That's been a look at your traffic and weather together and the latest national news this morning on 1400 WVWB. Somehow it is 7-11 as always. It is Wednesday. I didn't say it. It's Wednesday, and it's time now for Good Morning Clarksville. Good morning, Chuck Edwards.
Good morning, John Michaels, the Renaissance man. Are you a soggy?
For 7-11.
Sir?
What? Oh,
no, then we don't have any 7-11.
We're going to have some one day. I know.
They're coming back?
Yeah, they're going to come back.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the competition's a lot stiffer now.
Well, probably so.
Yeah, but anyway, how you doing this morning?
Doing well. How about
soggy?
you?
I'm soggy.
Yeah,
you soggy?
No.
Yeah, rain with us on
I
throughout
got here
the day.
before the rain.
Yeah, but you had to run out to your car in the rain to get your medicine.
I did.
So anyway.
So
but
I
yeah,
head up.
It is Wednesday. It is a Governor Wednesday here on the Big 1400. So glad you decided to join us. Chuck and John, good morning, Clarksville, as we get started. Make sure you bundle up. WB with Chuck and John on this Wednesday, 55 degrees. Sir?
I'm not able to get up this morning.
You'll manage. 55 degrees in downtown Clarksville. Rain on and off throughout the day. Some of it could be heavy at times. We expect a high today of around 62. Temperature's going to begin to drop, throughout the day. And then tonight we'll have an overnight low of 49 with rain. John and I were talking before it's all said and done. I mean, we could have up close to 5 inches of rain by the weekend.
By Sunday.
Yeah. So be careful. There will be some flooding, and we are under a flood watch, flash flood watch. Yeah. On the way, Sports Now Update with Justin Swallows, brought to you by Fox's Barbecue, the best veterans-owned barbecue in the land. Musically, some Lou Christie, New Colony 6, Van Morrison. But now it is birthday time on Good Morning Clarksville.
Yeah, birthdays.
Blanket Johnson, a.k.a. real name, Prince Michael Jackson II. He is 16. Sophie Turner, is 22. She's Sansa Stark on Game of Thrones, and Jean Grey in X-Men Apocalypse. Haley Orancia is 24. She's Adam's sister Erica on The Goldbergs. Corbin Blue is 29. He's in Disney's High School Musical. Ashley Green is 31. She's Alice Cullen in the Twilight movies. Ellen Page is 31. She's a Juno star who played Kitty Pryde in X-Men movies. She was also Adriana in Inception. Charlotte Church is 32. I love her music. I love Charlotte. Did you ever see A Beautiful Mind? Okay, anyway.
No, I don't.
She's the one that sang the title song.
Really?
Jordan Peele from Key and Peele is 39, and what? I mean, he's a comic genius. I think both of them are. They're so talented.
Cheech and Chong?
Yeah, they are the Cheech and Chong of our day. You remember how popular Cheech and Chong were?
Yeah. Well, they are that way now.
They are. And Jordan is 39. He is also nominated for an Oscar for writing and directing Get Out.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in there. And he's also in the movie the commercial, I forgot what it is, but he's in one of these commercials. But Jennifer Love Hewitt is 39. Billy Baldwin, Alec Daniel, and Steven's brother is 55.
One of them Baldwin boys?
Yep. He's also famous for being married to China Phillips. Christopher Atkins is 57. He's in the Blue Lagoon. Kim Coates is 60. Jack Coleman is 60. He's Claire's father on Heroes. Mary Chapin Carpenter is 60 years old. Country singer. Kelsey Grammer is 63. William L. Peterson is 65, and he just got left by the wayside. He was the original CSI.
He was in the finale. They brought him back for the very final one.
They did?
Yeah,
okay.
They did.
Anyway, he was Gil Grissom on CSI. Anthony Daniels is 72. He is C-3PO from Star Wars, and the only actor to be in all 9 Star Wars flicks. He was in all 9.
Well, he gets regular work then, doesn't he?
Yep. Tyne Daly is 72. Remember her?
Yikes.
David
Cagney and Lacey.
Yeah, Cagney and Lacey. Okay. Yeah, David Geffen is 75. Co-founded DreamWorks with Steven Spielberg and Jeffrey Katzenberg, and they still counting their money.
Oh, yeah.
They still counting their money.
Lots of money.
And on this day in 2016, in 2016, we lost Alan Rickman. I thought he was a great character actor.
I liked him.
Yeah, but he was born on this date in 1946, and Rue McClanahan was born in 1934 on this date. We lost her in 2010. 18 days until daylight savings time.
Thank you.
Do you know it's almost here?
I know.
Less than a month.
I can't wait.
Man.
18 days.
24 days until St. Patrick's Day. 41 days until April Fool's Day. And 86 days to Deadpool 2.
That's a long ways away, isn't it?
But, you know.
It'll fly by.
It'll fly right by. We're almost done with February.
I
So
know.
we're 2 months in. You know what that means, don't you?
Summer will be over.
No, 10 months till Christmas.
Oh, no. Oh, you had to bring...
What? I mean, what's wrong with that?
You just made my head
Anticipatory? Yeah.
No.
You're looking forward to daylight savings time, right?
That's right.
I'm looking forward to Christmas.
Okay.
The Big 1400, WVWB Sade on the Big 1400. WVWB with Chuck and John on this Governor Wednesday. We're expecting Bill Persinger from Austin Peay State University to come and join us during the 8 o'clock hour. Yeah, we've got a special guest. He'll bring a special guest.
This is coming today.
We got company coming.
We have to be on good behavior today. It's kind of like when the principals come on Thursday.
Yeah.
We have to be under.
We do. Persinger, Bill Persinger, he comes over and, he demands that we be.
He has the star power when he comes over.
I know.
Here.
We have to wear our Austin Peay swag and, the whole 9 yards. Hey, I found out something that you'd be interested in.
Yes.
Monkeys, Mike Nesmith and Mickey Dolenz are touring as a duo. Did you know that?
They're just monkey.
No, because Peter Tork bowed out due to a prior commitment.
Oh.
Okay,
like he's
Peter,
staying at home
what you got to
counting
do?
his money.
Oh, well, it's not going to take the paint that long to dry. You know, you can watch it some other time. We're going on tour. We're going to make some money. We're talking business here. But anyway, and I saw her face. Anyway, we got songs. But we need to we digress.
I'll pass.
Time for Back in the Day.
It is. I love this part.
152 years ago in 1866, Lucy B. Hobbs Taylor became America's first female dentist.
Oh.
Yep. 152 years ago.
152 years.
Yeah, 140 years ago in 1878 in New Haven, Connecticut, the first telephone directory was issued. It had 50 names in it.
Huh.
And 12,000 businesses in the Yellow Pages. 87 years ago in 1931, Alka-Seltzer was first introduced. Flop, flop, fizz, fizz. Yep.
Still taking it today.
71 years ago in 1947, Edward H. Land demonstrated the first self-developing instant camera. It produced a black and white photograph in 60 seconds. He called it the Polaroid camera. 52 years ago, in 1968, the minimum annual salary for Major League Baseball players became $10,000. Last year, it was cha-ching, ching, $507,500.
That's a lot of moolah.
Yeah, well, price of inflation, price of inflation. 48 years ago, in 1970, the Jackson 5 debuted on American Bandstand. 37 years ago, in 1981, Dolly Parton's 9 to 5 hit #1 on the pop charts. And 26 years ago, in 1992, Christy Yamaguchi won the Olympic gold medal in women's figure skating. Midori Ito of Japan won silver, and Nancy Kerrigan, why, got the bronze.
Chop block!
Why? And 22 years ago, in 1996...
What did Tanya Harding get? Oh, she got a galooey. Oh,
she got a movie.
Yeah,
and she got a movie. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the new movie? Okay, not the old one. Oh,
well, both. She got 2 movies.
2 movies.
Yeah, one's on the big screen.
One's on the small.
Yeah. 1996, the Space Telescope Science Institute announced that photographs from the Hubble Space Telescope confirmed the existence of a huge black hole equal to the mass of 2 billion suns in a galaxy 30 million light years away.
Interesting.
Space, I mean...
The final frontier.
God's creation is just, sometimes, you look at the numbers and it just blows your mind. I mean, here, before the Copernican theory, we thought that we were... the only thing. We were the center of the universe.
The world's flat anyway.
It is. Make no mistake about it. And you sail too far and it's going to go...
That's right.
You want to take that nosedive. But you think about that. And there's a huge black hole, and it equals the mass of not 1, but 2 billion suns. Can you imagine that?
Well, that's how big the black hole is?
Yeah.
I don't want to go close to it.
Yeah. Well, you might get sucked into it.
That's what I mean.
And it's in a galaxy which is 30 million light years away.
Yeah, we should go there.
Amazing. I'm going to enjoy what we have right here. And that's Back in the Day on the Big 1400 with Chuck and John. Time now for a Sports Now update with Justin Swallows. Brought to you by the best veterans-owned barbecue in town, Fox's Barbecue on the Big 1400.
This Sports Now update is presented by Fox's Barbecue. They're serving slow-smoked premium meats at 521 Heritage Point Drive.
The Nashville Predators picked up their second straight win last night in a span of 48 hours with a 3-2 triumph over the Detroit Red Wings. Having just lost to the Wings last Saturday night, the Preds got 34 big saves from goaltender UC Saros and goals from Scott Hartnell, Kyle Turris, and Victor Arvidsson in the win. Nashville, throughout its 20-year franchise history, has never won a regular season division championship, but they are well on their way this season with 81 points, standing currently 2 ahead of Winnipeg in the Central. Now to the Winter Olympics over in Pyeongchang, where 2 female cross-country skiers have made some serious history for Team USA. Keegan Randall and Jessie Diggins became the first ever American medalists in a women's cross-country event after taking gold in the team sprint freestyle final yesterday. Randall and Diggins bested runner-up Sweden by less than 0.2 of a second to claim not only the first ever Team USA women's cross-country medal, but only the second ever medal period for the Americans in an Olympic cross-country skiing event. And lastly today, we take you back to Nashville, where the NFL's Tennessee Titans have locked up their veteran kicker Ryan Suckup. Scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent early next month, Suckup agreed yesterday to a 5-year contract extension with the franchise, on which financial details have yet to be released. Suckup came to the Titans in 2014 after 5 initial seasons in the league with the Kansas City Chiefs. During his time in Nashville, he's appeared in every single contest and made 90 of 104 field goal attempts, ranking 9th in the league with a success rate of just over 85%. From the WVWB Sports Desk, this is Sports Now, and I'm Justin Swallows.
Voted the #1 veteran-owned barbecue restaurant in America, Fox's Barbecue is proud to serve the greater Clarksville community. They host the weekly Blues and Barbecue concert every Saturday night from 5 to 7 p.m. Whether you're hungry for chicken, ribs, pulled pork, or brisket, Fox's Barbecue is the right choice. They offer all-you-can-eat selections every Wednesday and Thursday night, as well as catering and delivery. Call them to cater your next event at 931-896-2678. Or better yet, go see them at 521 Heritage Point Drive, just off from Tiny Town Road.
The Big 1400 WVWB, where we've got another Sports Now update coming your way during the 8 o'clock hour. Brought to you by Culver's of Clarksville on the Big 1400 WVWB 735 on this Wednesday. It is Governor Wednesday on the Big 1400. We're at 55 degrees. Expect rain throughout the day. Temperatures will drop. We had a high earlier of around 58. It seems like
I think when I got up this morning, it was around 68.
68?
Yeah, this morning when I got up and looked about 3:30, it was around 68.
So now temperatures are dropping. The rain is going to cool things off, and that rain is going to be with us for the next I'd say 4 days. All throughout the weekend, there's a chance of rain.
Through Sunday.
Yeah, and so there could be some flooding. We need to be on the lookout for that. Expect a low tonight of around 49. For Thursday, mostly cloudy, showers, maybe even a passing thunderstorm, 60 for an expected high. Right now, we're at 53 degrees, so since we came on the air, we've dropped 2 degrees. Don't forget, we've got Cougar basketball. Clarksville Academy Cougars are on the road. They're in Knoxville today, playing in a tournament, and so we will have that game. Airtime 4:50, tip-off at 5 o'clock right here on the Big 1400. So you can join Justin Swallows for the broadcast. Well, the Winter Olympics at midnight last night, Norway was still leading with 30 medals. We're tied, the U.S. for 5th. We've got 13. 5 of those are gold. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. You know, I was reading an interesting story about Serena Williams. She almost died after giving birth. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. She almost died after giving birth to her daughter, Olympia, last September. She wrote in a column for CNN that she needed an emergency C-section, and afterward, she was bedridden for 6 weeks from a series of complications, including a pulmonary embolism that led to multiple surgeries. She says, I'm glad and so grateful to be here. I had access to such an incredible medical team of doctors and nurses at a hospital with a state-of-the-art equipment was available. They knew exactly how to handle this complicated turn of events. If it weren't for their professional care, I would not be here today. Of course, she goes into graphic details about the problems, which included her C-section wound popping open. She's sharing her story publicly to emphasize the importance of pushing governments, businesses, and healthcare providers to do more to make top-notch healthcare available to all mothers and babies, and to donate to charities that help protect mothers and babies around the world. And I think that's a good thing to do. That is a good thing. You know, so that everybody, so it's equitable, because, you know, some people can't afford to go to some of the hospitals that have the, you know, the best equipment and top-notch doctors, but it should be available to everybody.
To everyone.
Yeah, and I think her story will help. Hopefully, it will help do that.
I hope so.
The Big 1400, WVWB. We need to take a break. We'll be back right after this.
When you want name brand furniture for less, Furniture Warehouse. Come on out where the deals are best.
Jack and Wanda here at Furniture Warehouse in Cumberland City, Tennessee. Tax season is here, and Furniture Warehouse has just what you were looking for. Take advantage of our tax-free sale and save lots of money. It's the best time of year to treat yourself to that special piece of furniture you've been waiting for. Furniture Warehouse is conveniently located between Clarksville and Waverly, and just a short drive from Dixon. Furniture Warehouse offers delivery, layaway, and financing. Check us out online at FurnitureWarehouseSales.com and like us on Facebook.
Furniture Warehouse Sales. Furniture Warehouse.
Hey, are you stressed out about a receding hairline or tired of daily watching handfuls of hair float down the drain? Eliminate hair loss and grow brand new hair with the all-new Vermax Scalp Enrichment Shampoo and Hair Restoration Tonic. Over-the-counter shampoos are damaging your scalp and causing hair loss with harsh detergents. Vermax offers natural, botanically-based solutions to clean your scalp, prevent hair loss, open up pores, and reestablish hair follicles. Don't be bald. Call Vermax today at 888-601-7864 to get that lush, healthy head of hair you've always wanted. Again, the number to call, 888-601-7864. Eliminate hair loss with Vermax Scalp Enrichment Shampoo and Hair Restoration Tonic. Call 888-601-7864 now. That's right, call 888-601-7864 now.
Why settle for less when you can get more at Wyatt Johnson in Clarksville, your winning team in Kentucky and Tennessee? Score and win with Wyatt Johnson GMC Buick, Toyota, Hyundai, Mazda, and Subaru, as well as 3 pre-owned superstores for more selection in minutes versus days, shopping place to place. We are the region's largest GMC Buick dealer, the area's newest Toyota dealer, and home of the Hyundai, Mazda, and Subaru giant. You always get more at your winning team in Kentucky and Tennessee. The Wyatt Johnson Automotive family in Clarksville.
Moore's Office Supply
Supply is Clarksville's office supply and furniture experts. For office equipment, desks, chairs, and more, depend on Moore's Office Supply. Located on Franklin Street across from the Catholic Church, Moore's has been your business partner for office supplies in the Clarksville-Fort Campbell area for years. Call Moore's at 645-7200. That's 645-7200. And we'll deliver it for free. Moore's Office Supplies, Clarksville's office supply headquarters.
Cooking for large groups is exhausting, and it saps the fun out of hosting parties and events. Let your friends at the Lunchbox do the cooking next time with carry-out catering for small family gatherings up to large company outings. Whether you want barbecue and sides, hot dogs and chips, or homemade chili, the Lunchbox has the food for your next party covered. Call them today at 931-802-8227. Or better yet, go sample their extensive menu at 2124 Woodlawn Road. Fresh ingredients become delicious homemade meals at the Lunchbox, Clarksville's new favorite eatery.
Is the temperature in your house lower than the outside temp? Then you need to call Action Air at 931-647-8525 or actionairclarksville.com. We have no overtime diagnostic fee from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So why are you sitting in the cold? Call Action Air at 931-647-8525. Let our experts get you back to your comfort zone.
When you need action, call Action Air. The hits just keep on happening. Just doing a thing.
The big 1400 WVWB. That
Somebody
is
came in.
Oh, we do. All right. Early too, you know, and they come in looking like, you know, they know what they're doing. They just walk in awfully casual. I'm surprised they didn't pull out a badge. You know, they had this swagger, this kind of, you know, this kind of swagger. They're in authority somewhere. I don't know, but we'll find out later who it is. It's a Governor Wednesday. I don't think he has anything to do with Austin Peay.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh,
don't look like he doesn't. Does he have on any Austin Peay swag? Oh, he got.
Oh yeah. He's got the pen.
He got the pen.
He's got.
You know,
the
we don't
pen.
have the pens.
That means he's important. He's got the pen.
He's significant.
Significant.
Anyway, we got the Ball Network
Where's
notebook
our-
coming your way at 7:50 this morning. Brought to you by Copies in a Flash on the Big 1400. Yes or BS?
Oh no, are we playing that?
Yes or BS? And you know, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna let you help out. Okay. So this is Governor Wednesday.
Yes.
And Ryan Ivey is here. He is the athletic director at Austin Peay State University. Good morning, Ryan. Oh, come on, pull that mic.
You want me on here?
Yeah. You ready?
All right, I'm ready. You on
ready?
here?
Okay.
Good morning.
Okay. Now this is not the Austin Peay time. This is Chuck
this
time.
is extra time.
This is Chuck time.
Is this pregame or postgame?
This
Which
pregame.
one? Okay, it's pregame. Okay.
And we're gonna play yes or BS.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
Does that mean I don't have to play?
No. You both of you all are gonna play. You know, and you got a 50-50 chance of winning. Okay.
I like those
I will
odds.
tell you what the grand prize is. Today, the topic is Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You've heard of Mr. Rogers,
I have, you
right?
bet,
Yeah,
no
which is
idea.
celebrated its 50th anniversary this week. Anyway,
There you go.
okay.
Asking me something I know nothing about.
Well, you got a 50-50 chance of winning, John. Okay.
Yeah, but my 50-50
Come on.
usually goes 90-10.
Okay, yes or
90 in
BS?
your favor.
Yes or BS?
Okay.
There is a Mr. Rogers movie in the works, and Matthew Broderick is playing him. Yes or BS?
Yes.
Yes.
Both of you are wrong. Go to the corner. There is a movie in the works. Tom Hanks is going to play Mr. Rogers.
Tom Hanks.
You know, there was an online survey a few years ago, though, and a lot of people thought Broderick would be a good choice. Jim Parsons from The Big Bang Theory was the top pick.
Okay.
Hank wasn't even one of the choices. But anyway, so you all starting out real bad. The real Fred Rogers went to high school with golfer Arnold Palmer. Yes or BS?
BS.
John?
Yes.
On you, Ryan. Yes, he did. They both grew up in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, which is near Pittsburgh. He was about 18 months older than Arnie. Yes or BS? He wrote the theme song to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Yes or BS?
BS.
It's a wonderful day.
Yes.
On you. Way to go, Ryan. So see, y'all see how this works? Y'all on a roll. Yeah.
I suck at it.
Yes, he wrote a bunch of songs from the show, including the theme before he was on TV. He was a very good piano player. He got his degree in music. So there you go. Okay. Yes or BS? Someone stole his car once, then bought it back when they found out that it was his. Yes or BS?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Yes. He drove an old Impala and someone stole it from outside the TV station. Then after it made the news, they brought it back 48 hours later, parked it in the same spot, left a note, said that they wouldn't have taken it if they had known it was his car. Last one. Yes or BS? Way before he was Batman or Beetlejuice, Michael Keaton got his start on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Yes or BS?
Yes.
John?
You looking it up?
No, you can't hear it. You don't have an. He's calling his friend the Elephant Woman, and he's getting
BS. She says BS.
It's yes. Way to go, Ryan. Yeah, that's right.
Elephant lady. let me
Michael
down
Keaton
again.
grew up in the Pittsburgh area where it was filmed. One of his first jobs was as a puppeteer on the show. He also operated the trolley.
Oh.
So there you have it. Yes or BS. Right here on the Big 14.
That's why I don't like that game.
No, it's 50-50, you know. So anyway, thanks for playing, Ryan. Thanks for coming in. Have a great day. We love you. Talk to you
great.
later.
All right, see you later.
Yeah, all right. You know, the Big 1400, WVWB.
Baby, is he looking after you? Is he showing you the same love, a warm love, just like we do? Baby, it's you I'm thinking of. In the morning when I wake up, in the evening, it's you that I dream of. Sometimes love hurts, and sometimes love's unkind, and sometimes you might feel blue. sometimes you might feel blue. But remember now, baby, if his words are real, this will never, never happen to you, baby, baby. There's things I'd like to say. I was hoping that with our love, we would get married someday.
New Colony 6 on the Big 1400 WVWB. Time now for the Ball Network Notebook with Bob Kessling. Brought to you by Copies in a Flash on the Big 1400.
Tennessee heading into the final 2 weeks of the season, fighting for the SEC Basketball Championship. This is the Vol Network Notebook, brought to you by your local Farmers Co-op. Co-op, proudly farming Big Orange Country. Tennessee Volunteers host Florida on Wednesday night at Thompson Bowling Arena. The Vols have 4 games left in the SEC regular season. Tennessee picked 13th in the preseason SEC poll, finds itself in second place, 2 games behind league-leading Auburn. Coach Rick Barnes said this young team is going through the pressure of a conference championship race for the first time and is learning how to handle it.
I'm not sure they expected it. I mean, you know, you can talk about it all you want. You've got to experience it. We're still one of the younger teams in the country that in a position that no one thought they would be in, and they're realizing that it's more difficult than you may think. I mean, that's why you have great respect for those teams that year in and year out are at the top, because it's not easy. Again, this group is going through some things they've never, ever have gone through.
Florida comes into the game in 3rd place in the SEC, 1 game behind Tennessee in the standings. The Vols trying to bounce back after a loss at Georgia Saturday. Florida has lost 2 straight. Tennessee and Florida tip off at 9 p.m. Thursday in Thompson Bowling Arena. King, Ellis, Catchings, Parker, all legendary performers who provided plenty of memorable moments on the basketball court for Tennessee. There's another group of men and women who give an all-American effort too. The friendly, knowledgeable folks who work at your locally owned Farmers Co-op. With a lineup of quality products and services at their disposal, you can be confident that a visit to Co-op for your farm, home, and outdoor needs will be a slam dunk experience. Regular season on Thursday night when they travel to Florida. Lady Vols trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Lady Vols wrap up the regular season on Sunday afternoon hosting South Carolina. The SEC women's basketball tournament starts next week in Nashville. Reporting for the Vol Network, I'm Bob Kessler.
Copies in a Flash is your one-stop copy design and print supercenter. Are you looking for wedding invitations, anniversary, or graduation announcements? You can find any kind of announcements you need. Copies in a Flash can provide it in a flash. At Copies in a Flash, business cards are their specialty. Your local Copies in a Flash can handle it all in a flash. Anything to do with printing? See Copies in a Flash at 1841 Business Park Drive in Clarksville. Copies in a Flash offers free delivery. Visit Copies in a Flash and see all their offerings at copiesinaflash.com. Copies in a Flash is proud to support our community and say go Big Orange.
WVWB, Ray Stevens on Taking Us Back. Ethel, man, she had it going on, didn't she?
She did.
She got caught up, yeah. I don't know.
Did you
about
ever
that.
streak?
No, but I was, you know what? I met
did.
Oprah Winfrey on campus at Austin Peay.
You streaked?
No.
Oh.
They were having, when streaking was...
Statute of limitations.
Uh-oh. Well, we've
won't get
got
in
Bill
trouble.
Persinger and Ryan Ivey here, and I don't want to, but, you know, streaking was such a big deal. It was really a big fad.
It was.
And so all these news stations, I tell the story, all these news stations from Nashville came up because Austin Peay was going to have this big streaking event that night. And I met Oprah Winfrey, a little short thing. And she was covering
Did
it
she
there.
streak?
No, she was covering it. And she said they were telling her which door out of, it was Ellington Hall. I think, yeah, Ellington Hall is where these guys were going to come out and streak.
Okay.
And so she said, well, just make sure they come out and they need to turn around because I can't show some of the, their private areas. So she wanted to make sure that the camera could get a picture of them, but she didn't want any
Get the
frontal.
rear end, but not the front end.
Yeah, in the front end. And so, it was like it was staged. There are these policemen there and everything. And so all of a sudden, bam! Out the door comes these three guys, and they're sky-clad. And they're tearing off across the field where the soccer field is, running from Ellington Hall. And and the policemen start running after them. And then the next thing you know, the policemen drop their phones and the walkie-talkies. And one of them picked up a police walkie-talkie. And he was talking on it. And I mean, he was going off in the cameras, but it was a big deal. Streaking was such a... It was such a fad. Everybody
Just hope it wasn't cold.
Yeah,
That's right.
It wasn't that cold. I remember it wasn't that cold, but it seemed seemed like it was in the spring of the year. So
And you said this was at the university?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Well, we were looking through yearbooks several years ago on we use yearbooks all the time for pulling like 50-year reunion stuff. And there's a picture in one of the yearbooks, and I don't know if it's like the early 70s or late 60s, but it's a large event as you described. It looks like it's on Drain Street, I believe.
Yeah, well, that's where it took place. That's where it took place, because but it was right, and that's where Ellington Hall is. Is Ellington Hall still up?
Yeah, Ellington's. Yeah, that's our.
And then on Drain Street.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's where it was. That's where, and but it was funny. Anyway, the Big 1400, WVWB, Chuck and John with Van Morrison. 1400 WVWB. We're at 54 degrees in downtown Clarksville. We'll have an extended look at our weather forecast after this update in national news.
WVWB, 1400 AM, Clarksville, Tennessee.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. They may be too young to vote, but they're not too young to speak their minds, and that's what a delegation of Florida high school students is doing today, meeting with Governor Rick Scott and state lawmakers to lobby for changes in gun laws. These are students from the Parkland, Florida high school where 17 people were massacred a week ago. Also today, President Trump will be talking school safety with students and teachers. White House correspondent Greg Clugston.
Among those attending today's listening session here at the White House are people from the Parkland tragedy, as well as people affected by past school shootings in Columbine, Colorado, and Newtown, Connecticut. It's the first of 2 days of such meetings. Tomorrow, the president will meet with state and local officials to discuss school safety and gun violence.
The White House says the president is committed to a comprehensive response to the problem of school shootings.
There's not a quick and there's not a simple answer, but we want to make sure that we're addressing the problem, and we want to make sure that we're meeting and talking with as many people that not only are affected, but that play a role in this process as possible.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders. Several states could see severe flooding and other weather-related issues amid a storm system that's brought rain, ice, and snow to the Midwest and the Great Plains. Covington, Kentucky resident Raylene Gerber keeping an eye on the raging Ohio River.
Oh, it's just crazy. I can't believe how much it has risen. It's just really, really gone quickly for sure. But there's this drawl that just brings you down here and you keep coming back to watch it.
She talked with WCPO-TV. Apparently, Vice President Pence was supposed to meet with North Korean officials during his recent visit to South Korea. The State Department says the North pulled out of the meeting at the last minute, apparently upset about another round of U.S. sanctions, as well as Pence's remarks about human rights. Wall Street, Dow futures down 35 points, NASDAQ futures 10 points higher. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
It's probably been about 10 years ago. I had quite a few credit cards. The interest on the cards was really high. I was making the minimum payments, but barely. And it was just getting to be too much, so I called Trinity.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976 to talk to a certified counselor.
They met with me, and they were able to get all of my credit cards in one lower payment.
Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment. Put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges. Reduce your interest and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
They did help me learn how to manage my money. Now, we have a house, and we're doing a lot better.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
My name is Holly, and I am debt-free for keeps.
1-800-990-6976.
The final version of a landmark deal aimed at lowering trade barriers in some of the Asia-Pacific's fastest-growing economies has been released.
The Trans-Pacific Partnership is intended to stimulate commerce by removing tariffs and other barriers to international trade. Japan is the largest economy taking part. China is not involved, and the US has pulled out, although President Trump has recently suggested the possibility of re-engaging. However, the revised agreement has dropped some provisions that were originally included to satisfy the US, including rules on patent protection. The agreement is controversial. The Australian Council of Trade Unions described it as a win for corporate power.
The BBC's Andrew Walker. Philippine justice officials asking a court to formally designate the Communist Party of the Philippines and its armed wing, the New People's Army, as terrorist groups. News and analysis at townhall.com. Some doctors and other healthcare workers in hot water in West Virginia and Virginia.
Federal prosecutors announced a 69-count indictment yesterday, charging 10 doctors and the owners and managers associated with Hope Clinic with conspiracy to distribute oxycodone and other controlled substances in West Virginia and Virginia. Hope Clinic had offices in Beckley, Beaver, and Charleston, West Virginia, and in Wytheville, Virginia. Prosecutors allege the scheme operated from 2010 to 2015, and the defendants laundered drug proceeds by paying bonuses notices to physicians and employees of a patient screening firm to encourage prescribing opioids. 13 people were charged overall. I'm Mike Rossi.
Police in Sparta, New Jersey say a movie theater had to halt a showing of Black Panther after a woman yelled a racial slur, upsetting the rest of the audience. Sparta police say the woman was extremely intoxicated and was not yelling at anyone in particular. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. You know, I help people solve difficult problems every day, but one problem has me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. Luckily, the Feeding America network of local food banks collects surplus food, giving hope to hungry children and their families. But they need your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The big 1400 WVWB Clarksville area weather cooler. We're going to have periods of rain, maybe even a thunderstorm with this rain in the next couple of days. 62 for an expected high today. Rain tonight, thunderstorms. Some of it could be heavy at times, so you need to watch out for flooding tonight. Overnight low of 49 for Thursday. Cloudy with a couple of showers and thunderstorms still in our area. Expect a high of around 60 degrees. We got rain and 54 degrees in downtown Clarksville. With a look at traffic, here's John Michaels.
Good morning. Traffic around the city and the county moving along on this Wednesday morning, but be sure and allow yourself a little extra time as the streets are wet. Looks like 4184 at Campbell, not bad at the moment. Tylertown Road, Trenton Road, both busy in a couple of areas. 79 out in St. Bethlehem by the interstate. There is an accident that way, but it does not seem to be causing too much of a problem. Rossview Road out to the interstate, very busy as always. The MLK 76 connector is busy as well, and 48 and 13. If you are making your way into the city from the county, very busy, especially out by Central and down by Liberty Park this morning. Now 24, if you are headed to Nashville, it does look good all the way into the Music City. Let's check in with Commander Chuck and see what's going on with the Nashville area traffic.
Well, good morning. The sky's starting to get a little dark over downtown here in the metro area with that rain moving in. A wreck with injuries. It's going to be in Bordeaux. They're trying to clean this up in the 4,000 block of Clarksville Pike. Still heavy coming down 65 out of Robertson into Sumner County. Still on time at the moment down Ellington Parkway from the top down to the bottom. Avoid back surgery with spinal laser and decompression therapy. Proven to avoid back surgery. Call the best in town. That would be Action Spine and Joint. These guys are great. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
That's been a look at your traffic and weather together this morning on 1400 WVWB. It is 8:11. It is Wednesday, and this is hour number 2 of Good Morning Clarksville. Good morning, Chuck Edwards.
Good morning, John Michaels, the Renaissance Man, and it is a Governor Wednesday, and we've got Bill Persinger and Ryan Ivey from Austin Peay State University in our studios, and these guys are great.
They are.
You know, just like, you know, Commander Chuck's got his great guys that do laser and spine surgery or whatever, and we've got visitors from Austin Peay State University. So
always good.
Yeah, we'll be talking with them here. John, and it is Governor Wednesday, and our good friend Bill Persinger is here from Austin Peay State University. He is the Director of Marketing, and in tow, he brings Ryan Ivey, who is the Athletic Director at Austin Peay State University. Welcome, gentlemen, to Good Morning Clarksville.
Good morning.
Welcome back, Bill. Good to see you. Missed you last week.
I know it.
But you're in good hands. They took care of us. It was good. So things are going well?
Things are going well.
Good. Talk to you, Ryan. But we didn't find out anything about you. You came here, you said, from Texas A&M Commerce?
Yes, sir. Yeah, sure.
They were in the bowl game last. Was it this year?
So they're a Division II school in Lone Star Conference there in Texas, and they actually won the Division II national championship this past year.
Yeah, I thought I saw
that.
them. Yeah.
So the head football coach there it was my first hire when I got there. When I walked in the door, I had to hire a football coach, and so I ended up hiring Colby, and he and his staff done a great job, and have won. Obviously this year the national championship, but of that they've won three of the 5 years he's been there. He's won the conference championship as well.
Yeah, I know
it
seems like
things.
Yeah, they had a pretty good track record.
Yep.
So, athletic director, how do you get on track to be an athletic director? Well, when you went to you're from this area.
Yes, sir.
Mayfield.
Yep.
You grew up in Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
Went to school in Memphis.
I did.
And then you were a punter?
I was.
At Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
Then after you decided you didn't want to go and play on Sundays.
No, I wanted to play on Sundays. They didn't want me to play on Sundays. There's the big difference. I wanted to play very much on Sundays. I went to a free agent tryout in Baltimore in May of 04 because I graduated in December. It was May of 05. I graduated in December of 04. And so I went to free agent tryout for a weekend over in Baltimore and averaged 47 yards a punt, and they said it wasn't good enough, and I said, well, that's all I got, so I'm going to go find a job and start working because, at the end of the day, and that's the reality of professional athletics is, and I tell our kids all the time, and I tell people when I have a chance to visit with them, less than 5% of all high school student athletes get to participate at the college level, at any level, and less than 1% of all college student athletes participate in the professional level, and so it's very hard, and there are a lot of really good players at college that don't get to play professionally, and it's really the elite of the elite, and you've got an opportunity to do that, and unfortunately, the good Lord didn't grace me with that opportunity, but I certainly felt like my calling was being involved with college athletics and being there, and certainly been able to make a difference so far.
Yeah, the good thing, I'm glad we've got you. I'm glad you came here. But and you were talking about the pro athletics, pro football, baseball, and hockey. There's a glamorization that the media puts on it.
You bet, absolutely.
But behind the scenes, it is business. And it is a cutthroat world.
It is, very much so. It is very much a business mentality, and it's very much what have you done for me lately? And, at the end of the day, I mean, they're getting paid a lot of money to do it, too.
Yes,
so, I don't feel that sorry for them sometimes. When,
I don't, I'm not worried about that cash flow.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Absolutely. But it is. And I think what's, the one thing that I think is a little bit misleading from a professional standpoint, is that we don't see how hard those guys work, or girls, in the amount of hours that they put in from a practice standpoint, the amount of hours that they study film, whatever they do to really hone in their craft and make sure that they're staying really at an elite level is something we don't see. All we get to do is see them play on TV.
We see the finished product.
And so all, kids, and I was guilty of it growing up. I mean, I wanted to be like Mike, and so I'm out there, in the driveway and with my tongue hanging out and all kinds of things. But, at the end of the day, our kids today have to understand that it doesn't come instantaneously, that it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of effort, it takes drive, it takes determination. Commitment, absolutely. I mean, and it takes all these things to make you to really where you can get to that point. And unfortunately, that story is not told enough.
Yeah. Ryan, it's interesting, and you will appreciate this. I have some relatives, and a couple of them played college ball, and they wanted, well, one of them did play on Sundays for a while, but, after about 4 years. That was it.
Yep.
And the one thing that the coach shared with us, one of the coaches, he said that to play on this level, on the college level, and then to play on a pro level, you've got to have one ingredient that they look for. You got to be hungry.
That's exactly right.
You got to be hungry. And, you know, I never thought of it like that, you know, because as you said, there's a lot of hard work that goes into, and college is no joke for the student athlete.
Right.
I mean, it is student athletes.
Yeah.
And you know, they put in tremendous amount of hours. They have to have that discipline, and so that's why a lot of them come to college their first year, and you know they're as lost as last year's Easter egg. You know, with that, and I think that you know that's why a lot of schools have people in place in the athletic department who help them acclimate themselves to the rigors of college life.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, for us, I mean, my football coach said it best when I was playing. He said, every one of you in this room are all something. You're all state, you're all region, you're all district. If you weren't, you wouldn't be here. So when the time that a student athlete sets foot on campus, they now are even with everybody else. They're not they're probably not the most skilled from a freshman standpoint, and so now they've got to work. They've got to figure out how to adjust now, not being the best player on their team, and what to do. And so they have to acclimate themselves to the rigors of being a college student athlete, and really what that means from an academic standpoint: going to class, study hall, watching film, going to practice, the workouts, the community service that we ask them to do. And so there's a lot of things that go on. And so we do have people in place that try to help them along the way so that they can acclimate themselves and can really be successful moving forward.
And it's not just during football season.
No, it's every sport.
Is all
it's
year
every
round.
sport. You bet, absolutely. It's,
conditioning and, anyway. Ryan Ivey's our guest here on Governor Wednesday here on the Big 1400. And yes, Bill Persinger is here, Director of Marketing. We're going to talk with, attending. You remember how they call your name and you go, present, and then there's always somebody in the room who go, attending, anyway. But we're going to talk to them. We need to take a break. Time now for Sports Now Update with Justin Swallows, brought to you by Culver's of Clarksville, home of those delicious butter buns on the Big 1400.
This Sports Now Update is presented by Culver's of Clarksville. Go online to culvers.com for an update on their frozen custard flavor of the day.
The Nashville Predators picked up their second straight win last night in a span of 48 hours with a 3-2 triumph over the Detroit Red Wings. Having just lost to the Wings last Saturday night, the Preds got 34 big saves from goaltender UC Saros and goals from Scott Hartnell, Kyle Turris, and Victor Arvidsson in the win. Nashville, throughout its 20-year franchise history, has never won a regular season division championship, but they are well on their way this season with 81 points, standing currently 2 ahead of Winnipeg in the Central. Now to the Winter Olympics over in Pyeongchang, where 2 female cross-country skiers have made some serious history for Team USA. Keegan Randall and Jessie Diggins became the first ever American medalists in a women's cross-country event after taking gold in the team sprint freestyle final yesterday. Randall and Diggins bested runner-up Sweden by less than 0.2 of a second to claim not only the first ever Team USA women's cross-country medal, but only the second ever medal period for the Americans in an Olympic cross-country skiing event. And lastly today, we take you back to Nashville, where the NFL's Tennessee Titans have locked up their veteran kicker Ryan Suckup. Scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent early next month, Suckup agreed yesterday to a 5-year contract extension with the franchise, on which financial details have yet to be released. Suckup came to the Titans in 2014 after 5 initial seasons in the league with the Kansas City Chiefs. During his time in Nashville, he's appeared in every single contest and made 90 of 104 field goal attempts, ranking 9th in the league with a success rate of just over 85%. From the WVWB Sports Desk, this is Sports Now, and I'm Justin Swallows.
Made to order, never frozen Midwest beef served on a toasted buttery bun is just the beginning at Culver's of Clarksville. The experience crescendos into fresh homemade custard that you can customize into delectable treats like sundaes, banana splits, or one of their signature concrete mixers. You'll be treated like family and fed like royalty at Culver's of Clarksville, near Exit 4 just off Wilma Rudolph Boulevard at 140 Southampton Place. Culver's of Clarksville. Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome to Delicious. We've got another Sports Now update coming your way at 9:20 this morning, brought to you by Power and Grace Preparatory Academy on the Big 1400. Meantime, it is Governor Wednesday, and we're talking with Bill Persinger from Austin Peay State University. You doing okay?
I'm doing well.
Good, good. So what we've got a couple of things going on that we can talk about. Let's see. Shakespeare's classic play, The Taming of the Shrew.
Taming of the Shrew, yep. That begins tomorrow night in the Traherne Theater. Shows begin at 7:30 tomorrow night through Friday, and then Saturday we'll feature shows at 2 p.m. and 7:30 p.m., and the final showing's at 2 o'clock Sunday.
Is there a cost for that?
There is. You can go to the ticket booth in the Traherne building and get your tickets either at the show, or you can actually order them online.
Online?
Yep.
Yeah, get them ahead of time. Well, good. Okay, so that's Shakespeare's classic play, The Taming of the Shrew. And then, of course, athletically, we're talking, Ryan, we've got 3 games, baseball games, planned for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday against Toledo.
Yep.
At Raymond Hand Park, which could be row you.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a little moist.
Yeah, and that, that was a challenge that we had this past weekend, with the weather. And so I would just encourage folks to stay tuned to letsgop.com and our social media outlets. We'll be making some decisions here in the next probably 24 to 36 hours as to exactly what's going to happen. But
they were talking about that this rain that we could get up to near 5 inches before it's all said and done.
Yeah.
So there'll be some flooding, and as you said, that area does not drain.
The hand doesn't take 5 inches of rain very well.
Yeah. So anyway, but the big a big deal is, of course, the last regular home game. We defend the Dunn in the classic basketball rivalry as the Governors take on Murray State. I hate Murray State.
Come angry.
You come angry.
Come angry.
That's right.
That's exactly right.
Coach said, "Come angry."
Yep.
When I was in school, the big rivalry was Western.
Mm-hmm.
Hated Western.
Yep.
And then it was Middle. But Murray's always been on the radar.
Yep.
Always, some teams like Tennessee Tech and Jacksonville, but they're, I'm sure they've got new rivals, but Murray's always been, they've always thought they were, the cat's meow. But this game is a doubleheader. It is,
doubleheader for men's and women's basketball. Women start at 4:30, men will start at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
It's part of our Heritage Bank Battle of the Border series that we got going on. So we've got a Battle of the Border points up for grabs, as well as obviously bragging rights. And what's really going on the line for us, seeding comes into play for the OVC tournament as well. And right now our men are sitting in 3rd, so they at a point where they could potentially get a first-round bye in the tournament, and the women are sitting at 6 right now. So they're trying to make sure they can stay within that six mark as well.
So would they? Where's the women's tournament going to be?
It's in Evansville. They're both in Evansville.
Men's and women's are in Evansville?
So start next week, Wednesday.
Next Wednesday?
Yeah, next Wednesday, February 28th through Saturday, March 3rd at Evansville at the Ford Center. And we've got tickets on sale within our ticket office. So if people are interested, they can call our ticket office or jump online to get those as well.
It seems as though in the basketball, I know Belmont's women are running away with the women's side of it.
Yeah, they are.
Seem like, what have they lost, 1 game or what?
They haven't lost any in conference play yet. They're ranked in the top 25 right now in the country as well. I mean,
they could beat UT
really
ladies.
They beat Vanderbilt by 40.
They
this year. Yeah. They're good. I mean, they're really good. And I mean, it's. I think, and our squad went down there, our girls went down there and played them within 3 points and really gave them all they wanted. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think we have a talented team. If we can just kind of put it all together, we'll have a chance.
Right.
But Belmont's really talented.
Being in 6th place, so they take top, 8?
The top 8 you go, yes, sir. Okay. So we're in with Eastern Kentucky losing this past weekend, it solidified us to be in no matter what. So, but we're fighting for siege right now. We can stay as high as 6 right now, or we could potentially drop to 8. So
but we're in.
We're in, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, both
and
teams
then
are
in
in
the
for-
men's, we're in third place.
Right now we're in third, so we get a first-round bye. So the way the men's work, the top two get a double bye, the 3 and 4 seeds get a single bye, and then 5 through 8 play on Wednesday.
Okay.
And kind of feed into that.
So that'd be good. So, Ryan, I've always wondered the travel arrangements. Your office handles that?
Well, each team handles their own. Now, we will work with them. So part of the, for the tournament-wise, the conference has set up different hotels based upon seeding. So as soon as the tournament seeds are announced, we'll be assigned hotels, and we just go ahead and call and have those rooms already available for this. And we've got buses and things already lined up.
So they have different hotels for different seedings?
We do, yeah. So, like the one, top 2 seeds will stay in probably the better hotel, and then they'll kind of go. It kind of goes from there. It's just part of it. It helps the city of Evansville from a CVB standpoint and what they're doing from hotels, and so we did that. We did that in Nashville as well.
Huh. Interesting.
Yep.
I've often wondered that. So we've got the tournament coming up, and that starts Wednesday through Saturday.
Wednesday through Saturday.
And then so we'll know. So we've got Belmont. Is it Tennessee State? Is Tennessee State?
Tennessee State's in 4th right now. So from the men's side, Belmont and Murray are tied for 1st. We're in 3rd. Tennessee State's a game behind us in 4. Jacksonville State and Tennessee Tech are 5 and 6. And then SEMO is ineligible, so they're in 7th right now, so they can't play, so they're out. So and then it goes to I think EIU and SIUE right now.
Did we play Tennessee State this year?
We did. We played them at Tennessee State. Yeah. So our league, OVC, went to an 18-game league schedule this year. So we did away with divisions on the men's side. And so because of that, it was kind of a funky schedule of you played your normal divisional alignments, and you played them home and home, and then we just did a crossover on just certain few. So we went to Belmont and went to Tennessee State this year, but we won't play them again unless it's in the tournament.
Okay, and they didn't come here?
They did not, no.
Oh, okay. Ryan Ivy's our guest. He's the athletic director at Austin Peay State University. Ryan, when you think about your job, let's go back to what put you on the track to be an AD. Your first job after they said, well, you're a nice guy, and you can kick almost 48 yards, but no thanks. And you said, I don't want to go to Canada. It's too cold. So I don't, so let's try something else.
Yeah, so when I was in school, I mean, like every 18-year-old, when you get to school, they ask you what you want to do with the rest of your life, and I had no idea, right? And so, but they talked about this program called sports management, and it was being able to major in sports, and you could do a bunch of things with that. And it was, sports is something I'd done my whole life. I mean, since I was, 3 and 4 years old, and I just loved every bit of it. And so having an opportunity to work in it, I thought, man, that's something I want to do. So ended up doing that. And then when I graduated, I started working for the Memphis Redbirds, which is AAA affiliate of the Cardinals. Really, it was kind of a glorified internship. I was making $1,000 a month. I thought I was big time. And but I realized I wanted to get to college. Like, I wanted to be in college athletics. I missed being around college student athletes. And so I started applying for jobs. And my first job was at the University of South Dakota. I was a marketing promotions coordinator there.
Wow.
So a really neat place, a really neat part of the country. My wife and I really enjoyed it.
Okay, which one is the one that always wins the...
That's North Dakota State.
Okay.
Yeah, North Dakota State and FCS. So South Dakota was Division II at the time, and they're working through the transition to be Division I. So I was there for about 4 months, and then Memphis called me back. Memphis called me. They had an opening on their women's basketball side for director of basketball operations, and so I came back to Memphis, did that for 2 years, and then I went down to McNeese State, which is in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and I was there as the assistant AD, and then later promoted to associate AD. And then that's when I went to Texas A&M Commerce as the athletics director before I came here. And so I've been almost at the top of the country, the bottom of the country, in the middle, and
came back home.
And came back home.
Sorta.
You bet. Yeah.
Sort of. So you like Clarksville?
I do. I really enjoy it. I think it's great people. I think there's a lot of good things going on. It's obviously a growing community, and I think for me, when the job came open, I saw a lot of growth potential for Austin Peay athletics, and had the opportunity where I thought we could really come in and do some good things, and so far we've been able to do that.
What were some of the keys that made you feel like you wanted to leave Texas A&M Commerce to come to Clarksville?
Yeah, you know, for me, it was tough to leave because we had just turned that program around. It was a similar situation to Austin Peay. That program had not been successful for a long time, and then my last year there, we won 6 conference championships across the year. And so looking at Austin Peay, I saw a lot of similarities between the two. But for me, it was the opportunity, obviously, to be at Division I. You know, being at Division II at A&M Commerce, it's something that I've always wanted to be. Was a Division I athletics director, and so that was a good opportunity here. I felt like the way the city was growing and the way that President White had kind of laid out her vision for the institution, I felt like athletics could play a major part in that success and vision. And if we could turn athletics and it could be successful, then we could really help and elevate and really grow and you know, the institution from a standpoint and really help bring notoriety to it. And then obviously being from the region, you know, this was an opportunity. My wife is from, you know, Fayetteville, Tennessee, grew up there, and having the opportunity to come back to Tennessee is something that we always talked about as well. So I think a lot of those factors kind of, and it was really the perfect storm for us. Like I said, I wasn't looking to leave Commerce. I really enjoyed what we were doing there, and you know, obviously they've had success since then, and I think anytime that you can leave a place and they continue to have success, then you obviously did something right to begin with.
So, but your track record here the last 3 years has been pretty good.
Yeah, so far,
I mean,
you know, I
think about it.
I think starting out it was a little bit rocky.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like anything else. You know, there's a lot of opportunity, and you know, there's a lot of challenges in place, and you know, I think we had to make sure that we were doing the right things and making sure that we were getting the right structure in place and making sure that we're getting the right people in place so that we could be successful. And I think we've done that. I think you look at our football program and what Coach Healy and his staff has done has really been phenomenal. You know, and then you have to replace a guy like Dave Luce, who'd been here for a very long time. He did some just amazing things, and you got to make sure you find the right person to do that. And I think Coach Figure is that right person to do that, and he's done some really good things. And
he's passionate.
He is very passionate. And
is that a good word, Bill? He's passionate.
Well, Ryan would know better than I do.
Yeah, he's very passionate, and you know, and that's the one thing about it. I felt like, you know, looking at our men's basketball program when Coach Luce decided to retire, that we needed someone that could embrace the past and could embrace, you know, Coach Luce and the foundation that he and his program laid, but at the same time, have enough emotional intelligence about him to know that it's his own program.
Yeah.
You know, and be able to do that. And I think Coach Figure, being 10 years with Frank Martin at South Carolina and Kansas State, was able to do that. He is his own person. He's not trying to be somebody else. He holds those guys accountable. He is very much very much an open book when it comes to those things. He tells those guys the truth, whether they want to hear it or not. Right. And I think when you talk to his players and when you talk to Coach Martin's players as well, is those guys will go fight tooth and nail for him because they appreciate what he does for them, and he cares about them very, very much. And the passion comes along because he wants them to be successfsul. Yeah. And he knows they can be successful, but at the end of the day, he's got to push them to be successful, and so he's doing that.
Ryan Ivey is our guest. He is the athletic director at Austin Peay State University. You know, Ryan, you wear a number of different hats, and so you gotta hire coaches. You got to worry about community relations. You got to worry about the infrastructure, the prioritizing on campus. How do you juggle that? You know, do you set up, okay, this is number one, this is number two?
Yeah, I think coming in, you know, one of the first things I did when I came in was I had a meeting with every person in the department and asked them to bring 5 things they enjoyed about Austin Peay and 5 things they didn't like about Austin Peay and Austin Peay athletics. And so I really took that framework and had some conversations with community leaders as well about doing a SWOT analysis, if you will, of really the athletics department and what could we do to make sure that we're moving the athletics department forward. So did that and really created some framework of us to really move forward. Now, there are some things that happen that you've got to deal with, okay? And so you create this plan, if you will, but plans are only as good as the paper they're written on sometimes, because when things happen, you've got to deal with those situations. And so I think we've been able to really move forward with that. I think at the end of the day, for us, our number one priority, and what I tell our staff all the time, is if we're making our decisions that are in the best interest of our student athletes, then we're going to be okay. We may not always get it right, but if we're doing things that are in the best interest of our student athletes, then eventually it's going to be okay and it's going to work out. And I think that's really been the framework of our decision making.
Forterra's nice.
It is, absolutely. Yeah.
That should be a feather in your cap.
Yeah, it is. It's a great stadium. It's really it gives us a chance to be successful from a recruiting standpoint in football, and obviously Coach Healy and his staff have capitalized on that, having 3 top 10 recruiting classes and a number 1 recruiting class, last year, and number 3 this year, and it's really been fun.
How does he do that? How do you all do that?
Well, Coach Healy is one of his strengths is just communication and his ability to relate to people, his ability to create vision and cast that vision and make sure that people see that vision moving forward. And he's great about connecting with people. And I think at the end of the day, recruiting is about relationships. And if you can build relationships with student athletes, if you can build relationships with those parents and get the right people in place and have the right profile, if you will, of the student athlete that you want, where, high character student athlete, somebody that's going to do well in the classroom, and somebody's going to do all the intangibles that it takes to be successful, then I think you can do that. And I think he and his staff have really done a great job with that.
Ryan Ivey is our guest. He's the athletic director at Austin Peay State University. Throw you a curveball.
All
right. Funding and finance and facilities.
Yeah, funding is money that is something that we talk about every day, whether it's raising it or trying to balance it or whatever it may be. We've been able to grow the athletics department budget over the last couple of years. A lot of that has to do with external funding and things that we're doing from our private fundraising standpoint, but also from our corporate sponsorship aspect as well. Obviously, winning helps, and so that helps generate ticket sales because the more you win, the more people want to come see you, and so we've been able to do that as well.
I wish we could sell out the Dunn Center.
I do too. I think Saturday's going to be close. I really do. Yeah. I think Saturday's going to be close. Again, I think Murray will bring a good
they always bring over.
So we certainly want people in Clarksville to come be a part of that. Again, I think both these teams deserve that. They've been working hard. That's right, exactly. Come angry and get there to the point to where, it can create a really cool environment. So we're getting there. So from a funding standpoint, we're still about 6 right now from an OVC standpoint in total athletics department budget. But that's okay. And what I tell people is we don't have to be number 1 because of our location. I think, our location is a big plus for us from a geographic standpoint within the Ohio Valley Conference. Like our longest trip is 4 hours. Whereas if you're in Jacksonville, Alabama, you got to go all the way to Charleston, Illinois. Mm-hmm. So we're fortunate.
We're kind of in the middle.
Yeah, we're fortunate in that aspect of where we can get to places pretty quick without incurring a lot of expense. So we don't necessarily have to be the top in the budget on everything that we do. But I think, our goal every year is to be in the top 4 in every sport. Well, I think if those are going to be the expectations, then we need to be in the top 4 from a funding standpoint as well. And I just think that's the only fair way to do things. And so we're certainly getting there from a funding aspect of it. And again, I think the city of Clarksville, our community, has been a big part of that and really helped us drive it forward.
Facilities.
Yeah, we got a long way to go. We really do. But we've come a long way. We've come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. I think Forterra Stadium, especially with the weight room now within Forterra, has been a big addition to us. We've also been able, within Forterra, create a fueling station, so a nutrition area for our student athletes where they can get the nutritional needs they need to be successful. So we're getting there from that standpoint. We've got some plans in place to do some baseball renovations as well. One of our biggest needs and one of our things that we're going to try to do here coming up is create, in conjunction with the university's master plan, is create an athletics facilities master plan and look at what we can do to help grow our facilities, and I think that's really important. I think one of the things that we need is an auxiliary gym space, so a basketball practice facility, volleyball practice facility. Right now they practice in the Dunn. We've got 3 teams fighting for the same court space. Plus, we also share that with HHP, and so to be able to have a space that they can call their own, I think is really important for us. The ability to grow our softball facility, we've got to do that at Cheryl Holt Field. We've got to create some new grandstands, really create some opportunities for our softball program to be successful, because softball from a league standpoint was the highest rated RPI sport in any women's sport across the WVC. So I think we as a league have a chance to be really successful in softball and get multiple teams in the tournament to do that. But we've got to be able to grow it.
We got a new softball coach.
We do, yep, we do. Rodney DeLong is our new softball coach. He's come in his first year. He came from Georgia Tech. He was a head coach at Cameron University. And I actually knew Rodney from Cameron because when we were at Commerce, we were in the same league together. And Rodney won 40-plus games at Cameron a couple of years. And I'm telling you, if you can win 40 games in Lawton, Oklahoma, you can win 40 games in Clarksville, Tennessee. And so I think Rodney's doing a great job. He and his staff, Jamie and Dylan are doing really good things and have a chance to be really successful in softball. And I think it's a sport that, again, that could mimic our baseball success that we've had at Austin Peay as well.
What about our soccer? You have a new soccer coach?
We got a new soccer coach.
The soccer program is something that's growing, correct?
It is, absolutely, yeah. So we hired a new soccer coach in December, Naomi Karlova. Naomi came to us from Tennessee Wesleyan and replaced Kelly Guth, who'd been our only soccer coach that we'd had for 16 years. Our program's relatively young, only 16 years old, and Kelly resigned to pursue some other things on a personal aspect of it, and Naomi's going to do some really good things. She is a ball of energy. She's a ball of fire. She was an All-American herself as a soccer student athlete. She got her first head coaching job when she was 24. And been really successful. And so I think she's going to be able to take us really to another level.
Yeah, good. Okay, one last thing before we get you out of here. Spring practice, football
spring practice started Monday. So they're off and running and
outside.
Going. Yeah, you bet. Yep. That's the one thing Coach Healy and his staff wanted to do. They wanted to start spring early because it allows them to get finished early, which means that guys can recover if they get hurt from a standpoint, but they also can focus on their academics, closing the year out strong. And they did this last year, and it ended up working pretty well for us, and so they wanted to do it again. So
is it 2 weeks?
It's actually a 4-week period. Yeah, so there's 20 practices over a 30-day period is what it is. And so right now we're going Monday, Wednesday, Friday. For the next couple weeks until we get into spring break, and then we'll skip the spring break week and then come back and finish the same way. March 24th is our spring game right now, scheduled to be our spring game, probably at 11 a.m. That day, so we encourage everyone to come out.
March 24th?
March 24th,
That's
yes, sir.
That's a Saturday.
It is, yes, sir.
That's a Saturday.
Yep.
Thanks for coming in, Ryan.
You bet. Appreciate you guys having me.
Hey, Bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't forget the Taming of the Shrew tonight. No, tomorrow. It starts tomorrow at the Traherne. And it runs us through Sunday. Is that? Yeah, through Sunday. And you can find out more information if you go to apsuedu.com.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
That's right.
That's close. And don't forget, basketball is going to be in the Dunn Center. Defend the Dunn. Come angry. Murray State's in town, and we don't like Murray State. So we got a women's game that starts at what time?
4:30.
And then the men's game around 7 o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah. And baseball, row your boat. I don't know. Stay tuned to find out.
That's right.
Yeah, they'll let us know. They're going to make a decision about the weather because of the rain that we're getting and the rain that is expected about the baseball game. We're supposed to play Toledo at the Raymond C. Hand Field, but we'll find out about that. Thanks, gentlemen.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it.
Thank you.
We need to take a break. We'll be back right after this.
For real estate services, Byers & Harvey can do it all. Real estate sales, rentals, property management, commercial and residential development. Byers & Harvey is Clarksville's oldest independent real estate company and has given continuous service since 1878. Byers & Harvey have 3 locations to serve you: in North Clarksville, in the heart of downtown, and at Sango. For more information and listings, visit them online at byersandharvey.com. byersandharvey.com. Byers & Harvey, Clarksville's real estate company. We've got you covered every step of the way. That's what they do at Clarksville Floor Covering. Carpet, hardwood, tile, laminate, vinyl, and area rugs are what they specialize in. Visit Clarksville Floor Covering and let their on-staff interior designer put it all together to give you the look you want. Locally owned and operated since 1961, Clarksville Floor Covering is conveniently located at 606 North Spring Street, behind Sonic off Riverside Drive. Visit their website at clarksvillefloor-covering.com and be sure to check them out on Facebook.
Why settle for less when you can get more at Wyatt Johnson in Clarksville, your winning team in Kentucky and Tennessee? Score and win with Wyatt Johnson GMC Buick, Toyota, Hyundai, Mazda, and Subaru, as well as 3 pre-owned superstores for more selection in minutes versus days, shopping place to place. We are the region's largest GMC Buick dealer, the area's newest Toyota dealer, and home of the Hyundai, Mazda, and Subaru giant. You always get more at your winning team in Kentucky and Tennessee, the Wyatt Johnson Automotive family in Clarksville.
In your time of loss, you need to know someone cares. Since 1916, Neil Tarpley Parchman Funeral Home has been serving the Clarksville area with the kindness and respect you deserve. It's their goal to provide quality, compassionate services to you and your family during this very difficult time. Mike Parchman and his staff genuinely care and provide prearranged plans that accept insurance to help ease your pain in your time of grief. Neil Tarpley Parchman Funeral Home. People who care. A name you can trust. Neil Tarpley Parchman Funeral Home, Madison Street in Clarksville.
Is the temperature in your house lower than the outside temp? Then you need to call Action Air at 931-647-8525 or actionairclarksville.com. We have no overtime diagnostic fee from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So why are you sitting in the cold? Call Action Air at 931-647-8525. Let our experts get you back to your comfort zone.
When you need action, call Action Air.
Moore's Office Supply is Clarksville's office supply and furniture experts. For office equipment, desks, chairs, and more, depend on Moore's Office Supply. Located on Franklin Street across from the Catholic Church, Moore's has been your business partner for office supplies in the Clarksville, Fort Campbell area for years. Call Moore's at 645-7200. That's 645-7200. And we'll deliver it for free. Moore's Office Supplies, Clarksville's office supply headquarters.
The big 1400 WVWB, Chuck and John on this Wednesday. We appreciate Ryan Ivey and Bill Persinger from Austin Peay for joining us on
Governor Wednesday.
This Governor Wednesday.
Hello, Governor.
Well, it seems like the people at Peeps.
Oh, Peeps?
Yep. You know, it's getting Easter.
Oh, you're talking about the little marshmallow chickens.
Well, it looks like they looked at Oreos.
Oh.
Where they're cranking out 1 billion new flavors constantly. And they say, hey, if Oreo can make all those different flavors, we can make different flavors of Peeps. So they just announced 8 new flavors for Easter, you know, with their Peeps, okay? They have a sour cherry. It's available at grocery stores. Neapolitan is available at Target. Lemon sherbet dipped in fudge is available at Target. Orange sherbet dipped in fudge is available at Target.
Orange sherbet dipped in fudge?
Yeah.
Ooh. Just orange sherbet by itself.
Listen at this, though. Listen at this.
Oh, you're really about to go off the rails now.
Pancakes and syrup are available
with a sausage coating.
They're available at Kroger. And 3 mystery flavors. And where else would they be available? Walmart.
Oh, of course.
Walmart. 3. So Peeps is on a roll. All these flavors should hit stores soon, just in time.
3 mystery flavors available now. Dial 1-800-999-6666.
But I don't understand why some of them are at some stores. Why they just don't have all of them at all the stores? You know?
So you have to go around. You have to shop here for this one. You have to go over here to get that one.
And then you go to the mystery. Yeah.
And then it's like mystery meat when you were in school. Remember when you went through the cafeteria line and you're like, what is that?
Yeah, you knew. Exactly.
Mystery meat.
Yeah, rain in the forecast for the next couple of days. Some of it could be heavy at times, maybe even a thunderstorm. Tonight, 49 and rain. To Thursday, more rain, 60 for an expected high. Friday, thick cover of clouds, warmer, maybe even a pop-up shower. 71, though, for Friday. Heavy rain back with us Saturday. And expect a high of around 71. Watch for flooding, my friends. With all of this rain in such a short period of time, we could get near 5 inches of rain before it's all said and done by Sunday. Right now we're at 54 degrees in downtown Clarksville. Time now for the good news. Imagine this, ladies. You're flying across the country, and after you get where you're going, you realize that you lost your engagement ring somewhere along the way.
Oh, no.
But you have no idea where. Well, that happened to a woman from San Francisco named Britt Morin last week when she flew from New York to Wyoming. When she got there, she realized that she was missing her engagement ring and her wedding ring. And she didn't know where she had lost them. But she did let United Airlines know about it. So they were on the lookout. And luckily, her engagement ring was found by a very honest gate agent who took it, put it in a safe to make sure no one walked off with it.
And now they're getting married?
No.
Oh.
No, she's not married. She's already married.
Oh,
she's already married.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me they're
Then they gave it to a pilot who was flying to San Francisco, where Britt lives, and he hand-delivered it to her earlier this week. Now, it's not clear if anyone found her wedding ring yet, but she posted a photo of the engagement ring on Twitter, and it's got a pretty big rock on it. So it was a huge find. She wrote on Twitter that the whole thing had given her a newfound faith in humanity and in the airlines, particularly United Airlines.
That's a good story.
That's a good story.
I believe she really
Restore
lost
her faith, because she got her engagement ring back.
Because one of my exes lost her wedding ring, and I think it was on purpose. I don't think it was accidental.
One of the red wedding rings you gave her?
Yeah, I mean, her wedding ring, it disappeared about a month. And I think it got lost somewhere.
She still hasn't found it?
Not that I know of.
You know that pawn shop up in New Providence?
I think it's probably in a couch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you ought to tell her, let me come over here and look for that ring. I gave it to you out of the goodness of my heart.
It's not at her place.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, is that your place?
No, it's at a couch elsewhere.
Oh. Yeah. Do I need to not go there?
Probably not.
Okay.
But the statute of limitations has run out. But we'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It was a
thank you
point
for
of
sharing this
contention.
part of your Wednesday with us here on the Big 1400. John and I always look forward to being here with you. We appreciate Ryan Ivey and Bill Persinger from Austin Peay State University for joining us. Tomorrow.